What's up, everyone? It's Ruby here, and today we're going to be looking at Adam's response to the dogpack video in reaction. But we're going to kind of be skipping along since I already saw the other video, the whole dogpack video. We're going to skip to where we're going to skip to where Adam is actually talking. So we're not going to watch the dogpack video again. We're just going to skip to Adam's parts of the conversation.
Hi,
so let's do it.
Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you're all doing very, very, very well. Okay, I am really excited for today's video because Dogpack 404 has kept his promise where he was going to be making a video exposing Mr. Beast's secret CEO. Now, I have been waiting for this one. I know a lot of you have as well, so we are going to get into it. I'm very excited. If you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel, please consider
I wonder how Adam's going to react when he realizes this is not even this is not even close to being the end of it.
And it looks like me and Rosanna might be doing like an in-person.
This is only like
very excited.
There's so much more coming.
I will ride for Rosanna. I love her now, and the interview was just so amazing, and
if you do another interview about Mr. Beast, I will watch it.
I absolutely love her so much. So I'm
this
very
is
much
crazy.
looking forward to that. And also, I'm currently accepting people onto the muck request to follow Mr. Beast's secret CEO. All right. I'm very excited for this one. All right.
Again, we're not gonna watch the video again. We're just gonna skip to when Adam is actually talking.
All right. Let's do it. I don't know why I'm so pumped.
Okay.
It's 3 a.m.
Here we go.
Okay, so
Seems.
final video.
Okay, so it's
and
serious.
More comes out. Main thing is just
in one video. Part 3.
Okay, I need to take myself down a peg because this is going to be a serious video, it seems.
Yeah.
Final video until Jimmy responds.
My main thing is just how much more can come out against Mr. Beast. You know what I mean? Like when you think this is what happens with these.
That's what you think, Jimmy. I mean, Jimmy. I'm sorry for calling you Jimmy, Adam. That's what you think, Adam. But there is always more. There's always more. You'd be shocked, especially after you learn what's in this actual video.
You think you've seen it all, and then more.
It's like you think that you've gotten to the worst of it, and then someone pulls out a ukulele and makes it even worse. So it's kind of like that in a way.
I definitely think that running up until the release of Beast games, which I can't believe is still going ahead, we're gonna see more and more and more. And
well, now that mainstream is catching on to this, I feel like there's gonna be actions taken.
Basically anyone that's choosing to.
I wonder if Amazon is gonna be bold enough to not platform Mr. Beast. Now, I know they spent a lot of money, and it would be a huge loss because they've spent a lot of money on Mr. Beast, but, you know, maybe for the better of production, it just doesn't end up happening. I mean, I'm just saying. I feel like Amazon can afford that loss, but we'll see.
Highlight this because there, believe it or not, is a lot of people in Mr. Beast's camp that are trying to shut this down, and there's a lot of people, as in that just love Mr. Beast, that are trying to shut this down. And while people may think that it's popular opinion to speak out against Mr. Beast, I can promise you that the emails that, like, everyone who gets, you know, speaking about Mr. Beast, not directly from him, not in my case, but from Mr. Beast fans, like, you get more shit for making videos on this than if you don't. So huge.
And this is where I'm going to say, I'm going to call out every single YouTuber, creator, who has collaborated with Mr. Beast, who has worked directly with Mr. Beast, who normally talks about drama and has yet to say a single word on this topic. You cannot just ignore it because it's your best friend, okay? I'm looking at Valkyrie, I'm looking at Penguin Zero, I'm looking at Pokimane, I'm looking at every single person who normally does reaction videos on this drama and is refusing to do so, okay? Because yes, you do have a responsibility to respond in this instance, because guess what? They're your audience, okay? The audience to Mr. Beast is the same as yours. So you have a responsibility to at least say something on Twitter. I don't care if it's not on your YouTube, whatever. But you have a responsibility to say something on Twitter and not just ignore that it's happening. You cannot play ignorance in this situation because everybody knows that it's happening. You cannot put your blinders on. You have to remove your blinders. You know, there's no excuse to anyone who is refusing to cover this and refusing to say anything about Mr. Beast. You have the responsibility to condemn or support Mr. Beast, but say your alliance, voice your opinion, and you have the responsibility to cover this, okay? This is not an instance where it's like Harry Potter or something that has no relevance to you. This has direct relevance to you, and anyone who chooses to collaborate with Mr. Beast going forward, their integrity on their content should be into question. Period. End of story. There are no excuses anymore. There are no excuses, especially after this video. Anyone who works with Mr. Beast going forward should be questioned. Any YouTuber, any collaborator, anybody. I know Ludwig has said something. I know that Jaden has said something. And there are so many YouTubers that are choosing to remain silent when normally they would cover this topic. And yes, you do have a responsibility to say something.
Props to everyone that continues, specifically people like Dogpack and Jake Weddle, who and Rosanna, actually, because Rosanna was in the Beast Games, who have personal, relations with this, and I just have a lot of respect for all those people, and continue highlighting them.
I sort of overestimated how easy that would be, as far as, like, getting everything approved with...
No, sorry.
And it's better relation.
Crazy ass. Question for
Spawns.
Do you think Mr. Beast, Jimmy Donaldson, crazy ass name, do you think that Jimmy is going to respond?
I think that Jimmy is going to give a response, but I don't think it's really going to address everything. And I think he's going to say, some things have to be settled legally. And I think there are going to be some things that he just blatantly ignores and does not respond to. I think he's going to say we're going to get investigators, working on this and figuring it out. But at the end of the day, I don't know if Mr. Beast is truly going to respond. I think he's going to either one, he might actually delete everything and just disappear from the internet. Although it's not really characteristic of Mr. Beast, it would make sense because a lot of people do that when they're accused of these things. It's a trend that I see that when they get called out, their accounts go away and you never hear from them ever again. Number two, it's possible that Mr. Beast actually ends up responding after the Beast Games, so his show doesn't get canceled, but he ends up saying something and he buys time for everything to come out. He either chooses to just completely ignore it and see how long he can last without ever saying anything, and I think he's going to lose a lot of friends while doing so. And if he doesn't, that should be brought into question as to why they are openly supporting him and openly giving him content. I know, creators have said they're cutting off Mr. Beast. Ludwig has said that, and Jaden has said that, but we will see in the future who chooses to collaborate continuously with Mr. Beast. I wouldn't be surprised if Logan or KSI end up appearing in another Mr. Beast video. We'll see if other creators end up doing the same.
Because it's been so long already that it's normally the time frame in which someone would respond.
I mean, allegedly he's waiting for the part 3 for Dogpack to drop, but I don't know if he's going to respond to this one yet. He says that he's waiting for everything to come out, but I don't know if that's really true.
Responding until the Beast Games because he's gonna do everything he can to, number one, take that big paycheck from Amazon.
I wonder if
getting, 100 million allegedly to do.
I wonder if that show's gonna keep going.
But also to kind of keep this facade going up, and while he's still getting millions of likes, I mean, the dislikes are creeping up now, and people are starting to really, really, really kind of wake up to this. And like I said, with the likes of David Dobrik, it takes pivotal people like Dogpack404, Jake Weddle, Rosanna Pansino, and all of the victims to speak forward, and then it'll be like in 2 years or something, everyone will be like, oh, Rosanna was right, Dogpack404 was right, Jake Weddle was right. That moment will come, because it came with David Dobrik, and where's David Dobrik these days? Not posting.
Yeah.
Not posting. So it will come.
Doing it, but yeah, this is Mr.
Hey!
CEO James.
Whoa, 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 whoa. We have suspect number 1 and suspect number 2. Dear Lord!
Yeah, this is only half of it.
And his involvement in SA and B. And then I want to touch on Lee Ben. A lot of the white record and his LinkedIn got taken down.
Ooh, brittle. Brittle. Isn't it funny that these people will have no problem having any sort of presence until people catch on, like Dogpack404, and then poof, gone.
Oh, wait.
Gone. But don't worry, that's not how the internet works.
James Warren.
Like, they think that... I feel like it's the case of they think that their power and their influence is going to be enough to silence their victims. Like, truly, that is what it is. Like, that's why men go after women, why older women go after younger men, why you have that teacher-student, you have a lot of power plays that often are the case for abuse. And no, I'm not saying it's always that case, but it is often that case. And the real reason is because people crave the power that they have. And they think that when they're CEO, when they're a producer, when they have so much power, that their sheer ability to be in control will be enough to silence their victim. Because they're like Weinstein, like the casting couch, like they're gonna be like, yo, if you do this, I can guarantee that you're going to be famous, that you're gonna get all these roles, and if you don't, I will guarantee that no one ever hears from you ever again. Like, they think that their intimidation is enough to keep these people silent, and that they won't say anything, they won't do anything. And it really is difficult for a lot of victims to come out because they're locked under NDA, because they're locked under contracts, and they don't realize that they do in fact have a right to speak out, because NDAs do not protect illegal activity. But it's tricky, because if it's found that the stuff that they're being accused of is not in fact illegal, then they're the ones who get sued and in trouble, and now they're down money that they do not have. So that is where, you know, people are afraid to speak out. In some cases, there's so much power and so much influence that if they speak out, it will only make things worse. Like, I feel like that's why Ariana Grande has said very little regarding Dan Schneider, because she knows that she's under a lot of scrutiny, and if she missteps, then there's can be stuff that, you know, comes down on her, and not necessarily by the hands of people being weird, but by Dan Schneider himself.
Warren, he's Jimmy's cousin and secret CEO, and I say secret because, you know, they're not very open about that fact. Like, he doesn't post about it on social media. He wasn't ever attached to his LinkedIn. He's never featured or really referenced anywhere. I heard that he's very aggressive. I've heard him referred to as a psychopath who screams at people and hits his girlfriends.
Oh, I guess that was too early on the
domestic violence charges that were filed against Lauren, who, like, in general, she has been Jane Kane and hookers to editors to stay late. But I declared the name, but the title came out.
Oh, this part.
Reach out and get out the rest of the prize expectation. Still use this. Whoa! I'll send you 119. You know, you don't need to take the videos down. You don't need to like publicly address.
I mean, that's basically bribery.
Please.
It's basically bribery. It's so, I think the reason for this message is so that when it's brought to court, because it's likely going to go to court, Jimmy can say, look, we settled for 190,000. It's so that James can say, we already settled, I gave him 190,000. There's no need to look any further. I truly think, I think it's smart that Weddle refused to take the money, because I do think that that was a strategy. I think that if Weddle takes the money, he loses all legal grounds, because even if he has legal justification to sue Mr. Beast for negligence and emotional distress, Jimmy is gonna fire back and say, well, we settled, I gave him 190,000 as compensation. And so I think that it's smart to refuse it, because Weddle is likely entitled to way more than $190,000.
Mr. Beast's new video, sending $190,000 to one of my victims.
No, it's gonna be $200,000, because $200,000 sounds better, but it's actually going to be $190,000, because I can't afford $200,000. That's what it's going to be. That's what he often does, where it's like, oh, 100 things, but I only give actually 90, but it's close enough. No one's going to pay attention. That's kind of what it is. And Mr. Beast has said that he has inflated that title number because it just sounds better. Like, it's been a thing.
Also, this is really interesting how, you know, it's now being alleged that Mr. Beast is not really the one behind the company, it's the cousin, which is really fascinating. But also, I know a lot of people have been thinking this, and clearly it's on my mind right now.
I mean, if you think about it, Jimmy isn't really business savvy, right? He's just a guy who has a lot of money, has a lot of influence, and that's about it. I mean, it's clear from the production thing that Jimmy doesn't know how to communicate professionally. And I'm not saying that James Warren does, but I'm saying that what likely happened is that as Mr. Beast was growing, he's like, okay, I can't run a company like this. Let me hire someone who can and have them take ownership of the company.
Isn't it so scary how much information can be out there about people and it just takes people looking into it?
I think it's because the internet itself is huge. And I mean huge. There's a lot of information. And honestly, a lot of people just don't look backwards, right? This is how, you know, things like Shane Dawson, things like Jenna Marbles, like all that sort of like controversial stuff, why it went so long unchecked, because people don't really in general watch people's oldest videos. So even as like 2024 or 2023 or 2022, you're not really going to watch something that was posted 9 years ago unless you really, really, really enjoy watching that person. Like, most people will just go, like, maybe 4 years back at the most. But most people are not going to take their time to go look at everyone's oldest videos. So I think that's why a lot of this sort of content went unchecked and unnoticed. And then as people were kind of investigating these, like, racist YouTubers, that is when people started looking at the oldest videos and being like, hey, you know, Shane did this and Shane made that, and, you know, Mr. Beast did this and Mr. Beast did that. It's not even that these videos were hidden at all. It's just that people just weren't watching them in comparison to their newer videos. And I think that truly is where it comes. Like, I'm someone who just doesn't watch people's old videos unless like it's someone that I'm really interested in watching all of their content for, like if I do a binge. But I'm not in general going to go like 10 years, especially because usually those videos are not even relevant anymore. So it's like, why would I even watch them? Like, it's on like stuff that is not important anymore. So it's just like in the matter of like I just don't have the time to watch everyone's entire catalog of what they've done.
As well in this, because, you know, I've never looked into this. A majority of people have never looked into this. It's really Dogpack404 has really done this first. But that all of this information can be out there about CEOs allegedly having charges against them, CEOs allegedly, you know, offering...
Allegedly hiring a person on the registry.
It's out there. And it's like, these people, do they...
Yeah, I mean, like, this is... Oh, this is what he's gonna say.
Assume it's never gonna come out, or do they just like keep going until it comes?
See, again, like I think that it's really about the power. They think that their power is enough to silence people. That they think that they can just pull out NDAs, they can pull out arbitration laws, they can pull out all these like legal documents and everything, and be like, "Yo, if you say this, we will sue you and your life is going to be over." And most of the people that are being victimized, being targeted, don't have the money to afford a legal trial, let alone anything else, being sued, being arbitrated, being whatever. Like, most people just can't afford what would cost them to come out and speak on this. And this is why a lot of people still are not saying anything or are scared to be anything, because even if they're anonymous on the internet, I'm sure Mr. Beast could technically deduce who is saying what, and that could have some not only legal ramifications but also real life ramifications, because Mr. Beast will be like, "Yo, you know, don't hire this person, they're problematic, whatever." So I think that has a lot to do with power and a lot to do with the fact that they think that these legal documents are going to protect them, when in reality, no NDA can protect illegal activity. So we'll see.
Or are they just that delusional that they're like...
No, I think they're a little bit of
whatever,
both. Delusional and also power hungry.
And
and
you know your opinion down below.
Yeah.
Which to me, I think can do...
Wait,
also,
you don't
there's not been a single thing
that you didn't do. So anyway, I just want to get that out of the way. But
also, doing that privately and there's not been a single thing publicly? Interesting.
See, what I think is happening right now is Mr. Beast realizes that if he says something, it's going to validate everything that Dogpack has said and everyone else has said. So he knows that speaking right now is probably the worst thing that he can do, because nothing he says is going to be beneficial. So what he's instead doing is doing cleanup. He's deleted a lot of videos on his channel or across his channels. He's deleted content. Deleted. This is Mr. Beast, the #1 YouTuber in the world, the biggest YouTuber, the one who cares a lot about analytics, is deleting videos on his channel. Not only that, but he's sending cease and desist letters to everyone covering this, including Dogpack and Jake Weddle. And he is lawyering up. He is getting the best lawyer, best legal teams that he possibly can. And he's possibly working with platforms like X to suppress a lot of this knowledge and searches so that it doesn't come to public fruition. And he's allying with his YouTuber buddies and being like, "Yo, don't cover this topic, please." You know, I think that's why a lot of people are staying silent. That normally wouldn't.
Is that James Warren, former 10
Ponzi schemes are involved. Isn't it crazy how many of these people have mugshots?
James Warren scheme was involved.
Isn't it crazy how many of these people have mugshots? Totally normal, right?
Yeah.
Totally normal.
Yeah.
Fraud. In fact, since here, an age reputable left his and Mr. Hole and succeeded his 6-page page. This is the no to sign sitting property, invest, expensive, terms of his wife, friends, and pretend.
Just trying to take.
So
Right.
Oh my God.
Trying to intent a chance to fraud. Good Lord. It was mother who years was year work. James Warren was defrauded into.
Okay.
There is something so just.
Yeah.
It's like hard to put it in. It really is hard to put it in words, because it's like.
Yeah.
again with Mr. Beast, it's like, how much have we heard that he is ethical? How much have we heard that he's the good guy, the nice guy and stuff? And it's like, these are the people he's hiring. These are the people.
And people can say, look, Mr. Beast probably didn't know who he was partnering with, who he was hiring, blah, 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 okay? It's the fact that Mr. Beast refused to do any kind of background check on anyone that he employed. And it's clear because even if he says that I didn't know that Delaware was on the SO list, like I didn't know that this guy was involved in a Ponzi scheme, blah, 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 blah. Like, if you just hire someone to do a background check for you, it's gonna come up in the search results. Like that is a common thing. And you would think if you're Mr. Beast, you're gonna be like, you know what? You know, I'm starting this corporation. I'm starting this company. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm gonna get experts. I'm gonna hire the people who do background checks. I'm gonna work with a team that does background checks. I'm gonna make sure that every single person that I'm hiring is in good faith and does everything well because I'm working with kids and I know I'm gonna have a lot of eyes on me, and I'm not just a small company, I'm a huge company and I can afford to spend money on them. And then you would think, I'm Mr. Beast, I'm gonna hire a legal team that is able to just tell me when I do illegal lotteries so that I don't do that. Like any other YouTuber would have the excuse, you know, I just didn't have the expenses. Like, I just couldn't afford working with a background check person. I just couldn't afford to do this. But also, let's say, okay, you can't afford to do a background check. Okay, how about you just do a Google search then? Because all of this is Googleable. It's not even something that you have to do a background check for. You can literally just Google the person's name, see what comes up. Oh, Ponzi scheme. Ugh, Ponzi scheme. Let's not hire that guy. Like, this is the same thing with Logan Paul. This is the same thing with all these people. Like, just do a fucking background check. It's that easy.
Here in his circle, here in his family, here in his friends, here in his, like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
And these are the level of people that can do regular people so badly, but they are just praised in society, number one.
And just wait for it, Adam. It only gets worse.
They're rich.
It's gonna get worse soon. Just wait for it.
In the most unethical ways, but that's fine because they're rich.
Like I said, any other YouTuber could be like, oh well, I just don't have, you know, the expenses to pay these people. Like, I just don't have a team of like PR or HR or people that can do this. But you're Mr. Beast. Everybody knows that you have money. It doesn't matter how much you say, you know, this, I'm not profitable, blah, 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 blah. You definitely are profitable, and also you definitely have money to pay these people because every non-profit organization has these departments. You know why? Because they are able to justify fair wages. So even if you say, I'm a non-profit organization, I only give money, blah, 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 you would at least be able to say, you know, I'm able to afford this, I can get a loan from the government, I can do that, so that I can have a team. And some of these services are literally like so cheap to hire or to work with. Like, you're Mr. Beast. Why don't you just get sponsored by a background check company? Like, come on. Just get them to sponsor you. I'm sure they would.
I think Electrical Hill 7
down below. I don't want to hear it.
What?
2019, he was hired to Mr. Beast as a...
And I don't want to hear it. Down below. I don't want to hear it.
Wait, what?
I don't want to hear it. I've said before, fuck landlords. And literally all the comments are like, but I'm a landlord. I don't want to hear it. Don't want to hear it. Don't want to hear it.
Duh. Okay. What?
This place where you know you have the drag.
Should be able to do it. Rag Daddy of Sam. Mr. Beast is that.
A little bit.
21, he was allegedly fired.
Sorry, back up that zoom a little bit. Back up that zoom a little bit.
Sexually assaulting his assistant. And I put fired in quotation marks because here is proof that he used the Lakoya at Unilingo.tv email.
Why do you
his
use the
tax
same
return,
email?
his photos, one
Why
of
would
his
you use the same email if you're
profile
trying to be
picture for
low
his
key?
YouTube channel, which also after my first Twitter, also back to Mr. Beast. All Wednesdays are canceled. He was actually brought back to Mr. Beast.
Not booty call Wednesdays. Again, it's just super ironic that all of these people are running for the hills, deleting social media platforms, wiping social media platforms, not responding to things, privately trying to settle things. Like,
This is how you know that Mr. Beast has, number one, hired a lawyer, and number two, is trying to do cleanup. We'll see if he actually ends up responding to any of this.
if you are not guilty of anything, and this goes for all of them, and this goes
Nothing
for
to
most people
hide,
in
nothing to
general,
fear.
Why do you act like that? Why do you act like this if you're not hiding something, guilty, or running away from something, or you don't want the truth out there?
Yeah.
And again, I cannot give enough props to people like this creator who are willing to put themselves on the line
Yeah.
to expose things.
Because it's not like that. It's not like Dogpack has nothing to lose. No, he has stuff to lose. He signed an NDA. He is going deliberately against his NDA, and he has cease and desist letters that were issued to him, which means that he should technically delete his videos and stop talking about it, but he refuses to do so. And we'll see if Mr. Beast has the balls to actually drag Dogpack to court. Because if he does that, then guess what? All of the information is coming out. That is why I think that the cease and desist letters that Jimmy is sending is stupid, because he knows, or at least he should know, that if he brings this to court truly, then everything on Mr. Beast is coming out. That's just how it works. It's gonna come out in testimony, in trial. There's gonna be look at Amber Heard versus Johnny Depp. Like, everything is going to come out. So Mr. Beast can either sue and have everything come out into light, everything, or he can let Dogpack continue making these videos and eventually make a response and say that everything is not true and make a poor excuse as to why he didn't know. And we're going to then say, Mr. Beast, maybe you didn't know, but you should have 100% known. And also, you definitely knew.
It's like this. I think it's one of the most credible things that a content creator can do.
Oh,
I'm
yeah, for
completely
sure.
honest, and Dogpack specifically has my utmost fucking goddamn respect.
Yeah.
2023, after sexually assaulting
What?
I am promoted to Chief Financial Officer, which is
Got promoted?
Oh, just wait for it. Just wait for it. It gets worse.
So here I have
Side, don't engage with them. Crazy as well that we have people.
a magazine article came out. So here I have a document.
Sorry, it's so crazy as well that we have people on the Mr. Beast camp being like, there's reporters outside, don't engage with them. But you've nothing to hide. Surely you've nothing to hide. Go talk to them.
Yeah.
Sure, you loved the press when they were on your side. Right? Jimmy.
Hill. I
Fair fucks to them for still speaking out.
if it needs to happen, then I'm going to show you. I asked them, did you see or hear of any 2021
Current.
named victim's name? I heard Lakoya acted very inappropriately with victim. House. I believe
Booking hotel rooms with only one room with said employee.
One bed. One
Having
bed.
them come to the house and
One
show you
bed.
sex toy collection.
One king bed.
Walking around in your under...
then Mr. Beast moved him to the dubbing company, and he was hired back
Hired back to Mr. Beast.
to CO.
And promoted.
Jimmy, James,
Promoted.
and Sue 100% know his history. Also, I heard that when victim was let go, he was given
Again, even if he didn't know, why didn't he do a fucking background check? Like, just do a background check. It's that easy.
$1,000 in severance. I could get you
Isn't it crazy?
Why
how
do
people
these
think Mr.
companies
Beast is
never
so
do a
good with
background
all the
check?
money that he gives away to, like,
And I have to
people
go
and
through a
stuff, but he
background check
actually
whenever
gives
they get
away more money
hired,
to
but they
employees
don't
than
have to
he
do a
has
background check
severance
whenever
because
they get
they've
hired
gone
to
so
a
fucking dirty.
executive position.
number. I don't know if he'd talk. I respond, yeah, that'd be great. Also, is there proof he moved to the dubbing company?
Where's those fucking Mr. Beast videos? Giving 30,000 to my employee who may or may not sue me.
Yeah.
That's literally what we're dealing with here.
He thinks that he can pay everybody off. That's crazy. I think Mr. Beast is so egotistical and thinks that he can just pay everyone off and they will be silent.
Allegedly.
That is what has happened.
Oh my god.
And then the thing is, the reason, again, I think the reason why he does this, why he does pay them, is being like, so if they bring them to court, he can be like, yes, this happened, but we settled for $30,000, so I don't have to do shit.
Mr. Beast is the biggest creator on YouTube. I
Like,
think, yeah.
I don't know if Adam's going to watch this or end up watching this, but Adam, that is probably why he does this. Like, I would say that's likely the reason why, is so that when they come to court and they're on trial and he's in testimony, he can say, yes, this happened, but we settled, so I don't have to pay shit.
Mr. Beast is the biggest creator on YouTube.
Because you
I think
can't
that
settle
this is quite
twice,
honestly
so...
the worst things we have ever heard about a creator. By the way, may I add, with minimal to no backlash. Now,
yeah. I mean, I think it's because a lot of the big YouTubers who would normally cover it aren't. Now, I do believe that people have a right to control what is on their platform. I always believe that. But when you're someone who is known for covering drama and allegations against other creators, you're known for reacting to this stuff, you're known for usually covering this stuff, and you're refusing to do so, and you're making excuses as to why not, your integrity should be brought into question, because as Ludwig even said, you know, I should be talking about my friends, because if I'm not talking about my friends, then all credibility is lost. And if you notice on Twitter, everyone is staying silent. Everyone who would normally talk about this stuff is not. The only person who has talked about this, other than like Asmongold and XQC's worst take ever, is Ludwig. That is the only person who has said anything regarding Mr. Beast, also Jaden, but he is the only one who has really covered Mr. Beast at all. Which is shocking when usually you see Pokemon Reacts, Valkyrie Reacts, Penguin Z0 says this. You know, you see all of these creators normally covering the subjects, and I think that if this was Logan Paul, everybody would be watching. But now there's Mr. Beast, their best friend, their connection to millions of dollars. People are choosing to stay silent, and I do wonder why.
you may be like, Adam, please. We're in a very niche community. Very niche community. This is not representative of all YouTube, all social media. Mr. Beast is being very protected right now.
Oh, yeah.
You may see the videos from me, Dogpack, Rosanna,
Yeah. Other
Jake
people,
Weddle,
me.
other drama channels, other commentary channels. You may even see an article or two. It's a very niche part of the internet. He is being very, 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 very protected.
Yes. And don't forget, he has Elon Musk on his side, who controls the #1 social media platform other than YouTube.
Have you heard this anywhere before this? Have you heard this anywhere before this? I know that you've heard this. Will anything be done?
And I believe that Mr. Beast likely has also mainstream media protections. Now I'm seeing that, you know, a lot of media productions have allegedly reached out to Dogpack to cover this. It's interesting to see that there are a lot that aren't reaching out.
I darn hope so. Will anything?
I don't know.
Don't know. You know why? Because Beast Games hasn't came out yet. He has so many deals.
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't think Amazon is actually going to cancel anything.
Always the fucking nice guys. It's always the fucking nice
It's
guys.
crazy. You know, it's also crazy is that, like, PewDiePie gets not accused. He says the N-word, right? He apologizes. He does a little bit of satire on Nazi stuff, and he apologizes. and he gets his shit taken away. He gets his sponsors taken away. He gets ridiculed by the media for years. For years, continuously harassed by the media, continuously, after he's moved on, after he's apologized, after he, did his time. And now that Mr. Beast is being accused of illegal activity, now that Mr. Beast is being accused of far worse than whatever PewDiePie did. And you can argue, okay, well, these are different times, but I would argue that these times are even worse. And that what Mr. Beast has done is far worse than whatever PewDiePie has done. And PewDiePie loses sponsors, loses his show, loses everything. And what does Mr. Beast lose? What has Mr. Beast lost? Friends? I don't know. I think he still has some YouTube collaborators that are willing to work with him, despite all of this. Like, this is something that really should be talked about. Why is it that when PewDiePie was the number one YouTuber, that everyone went after him for his past mistakes, and now that Mr. Beast is the number one YouTuber, suddenly everyone is silent. Suddenly, no one's dropping Mr. Beast. I swear to God, the next video is going to be sponsored by Honey or whatever. So it's like, what are the consequences for Mr. Beast? Are there consequences for Mr. Beast? And why aren't there consequences for Mr. Beast? Why are there consequences for PewDiePie when he says a word, and no consequences for Mr. Beast when he does illegal activity? Why?
Guys.
I heard
this many employees
heard they let him go, and I heard
Mr. Beast nor his team thought this was ever going to come out. This many people knew about it behind the scenes.
Oh my God.
It was only a matter of fucking time.
Yeah.
Do not distribute.
Email where they say
Company confidential. Do not distribute. Ba-da-bop. Well.
Therefore, LaQuia Hill is no LaQuia Hill. People let him go. Private. So I reached out to one of my connections close to Mr. Beast, and I said, hey, can you look into this account for me? Because sometimes if you have connections, you can see private LinkedIn accounts.
Yeah.
And this is what they saw. LaQuia Hill, listed as the current president at Creative Global. No work history between graduating UNC in May 2001 and becoming the president at Creator Global in 2024.
You went from college graduate to
game where you gotta keep track of the pets and race as Mr. Beast just moves them between companies.
They just sort of kept moving them around. Like those killer whales at SeaWorld. After it kills a trainer, they'll then move it up to Seattle. They don't give them their background.
Which I heard, Mr. Beast or James Warren for the report showing that they're bone.
Hey, buddy.
This is the Mr. Beast CEO, James Warden.
Bother you. Good stuff. I have, and 2 years. I need a. Bye.
Please take their clients.
Oh, I wonder why. Hang on. I wonder why Sue can't do the 28,000 bonus there, huh? Why is that?
So literally just moving your friend from department to department, to company to company.
This is like when a police officer gets fired. Fired? Is that the word? Or a teacher gets like there's teachers that are like really, really bad, and they got caught out for it, and then they were suddenly like, you never see them again, and they were moved.
Based on in each one, he makes everyone uncomfortable.
Oh God!
You have to move him to another one. Has anyone ever considered firing him? Oh, that would make too much sense.
Yeah, just cut him off.
And is all first of all females in positions. Once under the same, many of them hit her play, but no rescued mom run thing. Tell you to ask document testimony. We'll solve it when I have the clear email invest alleged internal. So I hung out with Jimmy here on him, well known behind trees, to keep it LaQuia. Remember on operating that store.
Did you say something?
Ava told Jimmy about a time she was making advances toward Jimmy as deep.
Also consider that Mr. Beast's girlfriend tweeted recently and was like, you guys, only half of what's true, or what's out there is true about Mr. Beast right now. Or
Half?
Half of what's out there is
Question
lies.
mark? What half?
Half.
Half of what?
into the company when he created it, and it results in a hill. I'm going to move Maddie Spadell away from all this. I just want to touch on this briefly. So Maddie Spadell, who's Mr. Beast's very public ex-girlfriend of 2.5 years, probably before sharing more information. She says she spent years being quiet, never acknowledging that time in her life, and should try to be how he
get along with women.
Contestants who were menstruating during the event had asked the production staff about getting their underwear more quickly. She had been told that it was not a medical withheld my.
Also in this podcast, Jimmy goes ways, in my opinion.
For us now, like an idea of a date is just
His content is not something I enjoy. Also, I'm like, okay, Mr. Beast has never really been on my radar. His content is not something I enjoy. And I know that that is for a lot of people who watch these videos. But I'm like, for the people that was actively watching this content of Mr. Beast, was there any red flags to you?
Hi, I'm someone who used to watch Mr. Beast videos. There were. Sort of. Not really. Not this. But I would say that I used to watch Mr. Beast videos every once in a while. Not really avid. Not like every video, but, you know, every once in a while. And I thought, you know, Mr. Beast was a pretty cool guy. You know, he's giving away all these things, and that's cool. And what gave me the red flag was stumbling upon the YouTube Shorts interviews, where it's the cut up versions of his interviews. And Jimmy is a very different person when he's being interviewed than when he's in his videos. And it's very clear, especially when he's talking about the business side of YouTube, that Jimmy has a very weird outlook on life in general. Like, his idea of working 24/7, like, never, like, I think he even said literally that his, like, he'll get a break when he's dead. Or something like that. And then he's also talked about his favor for, like, cryptocurrency, and obviously he's best buds with Elon Musk. And I think he has talked about how he doesn't get along with women, which was weird. Never trust a guy who can't get along with a woman. Like, there has been weird stuff, but not to this extent.
Other than him being like, I don't fucking respect women, I don't get along with women.
Yeah.
I'm like, was there anything there? Maybe? Anything?
I'm trying to think. Like, it's kind of hard now to kind of say, oh yeah, like this, blah blah blah. But I mean, I would say that his content overall very much changed, and I don't know if you can say that's because of his fame and fortune. You know, he just got rich, or if it was truly like this, like, change, or if he really changed. But I mean, there were those, like, old clips of Mr. Beast that did kind of circle around, but nothing to the extent of, oh, this guy might be covering up SA, or is working with an SO, or other weird shit. Like, none of this came up.
Let me ask.
Like,
IQ test and then study author. I don't
Sisters or daughters, station.
Sad people.
Oh.
That's a crazy thing as well, when people are trying to shut someone down before they've even said anything.
Yeah.
That's when people know that shit is about to hit the fan.
yeah.
And that's when we should be supporting these people
Yeah.
in terms of speaking out.
Like when
Isn't
Nickelodeon
that
brings
crazy?
up
People
those
are already trying to set her
NDAs
up.
conveniently.
She hasn't said anything.
It's like when Nickelodeon decides to reboot iCarly out of the blue right on time to silence the actors that have previously worked with Dan Schneider about anything regarding Nickelodeon, so that not only do they have an NDA on the old stuff that they worked on, but now they have an NDA on the new stuff they worked on, so there's no excuse of like legal limits or whatever.
Isn't that fucking crazy?
Which
The woman has
I
to
do
shut up,
believe
not
this
fucking
was
Jimmy.
important.
Never.
Was on
Never.
purpose.
This is also from that Rolling Stone article. They
Okay,
referenced
I
the
feel
breakup.
like the
The reporter
reboot
says,
was
you know,
just a
Maddie
little
Spadell,
bit
who's
too
appeared in a
perfect
handful
timing.
of videos,
Usually, and hers was like, you know, this cycle of upload to get Jimmy to be like
Spadell had been
less online.
influence.
Because the full thing was that Maddie tried to get Jimmy to be like less online and less focused on, you know, this cycle of uploading videos and less obsessive with YouTube. And he ultimately allegedly broke up with her because they had different morals. Not his was money and whatever, allegedly, and hers was trying to make him more normal.
Prioritize privacy. Was a session with Maddie Spit, a friend, news organization for an alleged offensive threat. Why do you think that's about Jimmy, Keemstar? Alleged 5 million relationship with Mr. Bide to recreate the success knows. About 30 of them are about Taylor Swift, maybe 3 are about Low, to post only 3 times about your ex-boyfriend who's incredibly famous. So if she was cloud chasing, she's doing a horrible job at it. Now, Mr. B, address that because that was leaked. Guys, whoa. So
Private email, do not distribute. Yesterday, Dawson saved 100 children from a burning orphanage. It's important that we keep this secret. Do not send this directly to Keemstar. All right.
Yesterday, Dawson saved 100. Whoa, guys, whoa.
Sorry, it took me a second.
That was the wrong email. That got there. So I actually heard from pretty credible people that this email was not leaked. So, you know, why lie about it? Devious or deceptive tendencies. Here he is quoted in that Rolling Stone article saying, I'm great at lying. I want to focus in on this part where they say, therefore, along with Jeff Hausenbold, our new president and COO, we will be hiring a new chief human resource officer, chief financial officer.
I think you're going to need another new president and CEO.
Other roles to add capacity and competencies
Another new one.
To foster a better internal culture as we continue to grow. So what's interesting about this is that the only person named in an initiative to foster a better internal culture is Jeff Hausenbold. But what's ironic about this is that Jeff Hausenbold
jump scare.
Big ass smile, isn't it? Oh my god.
Partner
just wait.
A culture seemingly all left out by name. Blue Ferrari and Hausenbold collects cars, including.
So basically, the new CEO and president and shite.
Blue Ferrari. This is just will behave. 27 ties equipped.
Dude, I'm so light up. Oh my god, this video is so light up.
The claims, but it's an oddly specific. I can share, you know, trying to get permissions for spot.
Surprise, Witness TV as well, and I saw that Rosanna commented on this video and said, "Thank you for shining light on this. Where's the accountability?" Now, here's my thing: deleting evidence will never look good for you.
Oh no, it would never.
Or ever.
It's like when like when Ava Chris Tyson deleted their entire Twitter. Like, why would you if nothing is wrong?
Not age, and it's just the
seriously, like, other than to like leave social media in general, like, because like I did that when I left social media because like I don't like a paper trail, so I literally went into like one of those like auto delete things and deleted everything and then deleted my Twitter account because I just don't like that floating around. But like other than that, but that has nothing to do with anything. Other than that, like, when has deleting a Twitter account or deleting a social media account been like a good thing? When has it?
There's so
especially as someone who is a public figure.
Much of a conversation here with hiring people back who've done really awful things, moving them positions and stuff. But like a big conversation that like I just can't believe that like the general public are not having is like how badly he treats women.
Oh yeah.
And how little respect he has for
them.
Yeah.
And you really have, like, I kind of spoke about it in the previous video. I just wonder how many people Jimmy has hired that are female or a different race. Because I somehow have a feeling that the majority of the room, when you go into a meeting at Mr. Beast Incorporated, has a similar gender and a similar ethnicity. I mean, other than LaCoya Hill.
When was the last time Mr. Beast uploaded?
A couple of days ago. The days.
11 days ago.
Yeah.
11 days ago. 11 days ago. And let me tell you why it's important people continue speaking up. 3.7 million likes, 1.7 million dislikes.
Yeah, it's almost 50-50.
What are the comments on this? And by the way, I'm subscribed so I can get updates. This is what I do.
He's gonna react to the
Cristiano
Ronaldo. Ronaldo is coming for you.
I guess they're working very hard.
Actually, yeah, go to newest.
That, right? Oh, so I'm to believe that the newest comment on this video from the biggest creator of all time, 312 million subscribers, a recent video, the most recent comment was 17 hours ago. Bitch, you can go on one of my videos and there will be more recent comments than that.
Yeah.
And I'm a nobody.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
huge shout out to Dogpack404. I will link the video down below. Go and support it. Go send it love. And dear Lord, when is something going to be done? Or when is the conversation going to be done?
Never.
I'll talk to you down below. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate creators like Dogpack404.
Thanks, Adam.
Jake Waddle, Rosanna Pansino.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. The thing is, I don't know what Mr. Beast can say that would actually benefit him. So I don't think Mr. Beast is gonna say anything at all. I don't think he wants to become like another like Colleen or another like Shane Dawson or something, or like they give horrible apologies. I think that Mr. Beast is likely going to rely on silence and silencing, meaning he's not going to say anything. Oh shoot, I forgot that you guys can see that. But I think that Mr. Beast is going to rely on silence and silencing. So staying quiet, not saying anything, and also silencing, meaning cease and desist and lawyering up. So that's what I think, but we'll see. Comment down below what you guys think. If you would like to see my reaction to the actual Dogpack video, you can see that here, and subscribe, and we'll be covering even more topics, reacting. So yeah, subscribe, leave a like, comment, and I'll see you next time. Bye.